Well, fuck you, Craig, and welcome back to the 136th rendition of Cooped Up Conversations with Aaron, Joey, Procop, and me, Cooper. Uh, I'm like trying to calm down still, because it's like I asked for so little in my fucking life, alright? It's like the same thing the other day when we tried to do the fucking cocktail hour stream. I was excited about it. I talked about it for fucking weeks. We finally get to it. We make the drinks. We go out to the store to buy blueberries. Joey hits my car because we had to go to buy a store to get blueberries. Everything starts going downhill when my fucking MacBook, which should not be fucking like incapable of streaming fucking a visual, it doesn't happen. Something else happened the other night. We try to stream again, and then this fucking the I couldn't join a party with Rob, so we couldn't play fucking zombies, and I hyped that up. And then I'm like, it's it's easy. I can plug into this thing, and it'll pick up both of our mics, and it'll be fucking fine. And then it picks it up, it registers it, but for whatever reason, the audio doesn't work. Tell me why. It makes no sense. I am tired. I am tired of things not working for no reason. It needs to stop, or there's going to be problems, and I don't know who for who. All right, it's fucking it's insane.
Coop,
like there's no reason. It's clearly my fault when the thing pops up and is very clearly registering, but for whatever reason, the audio can't go through for two fucking microphones. What year are we in? Hi, Sabrina. Kind of embarrassing. She squirmed out underneath the couch, but she's a big fat little chubby cat. But there's no reason shit shouldn't work at this point. I'm starting to get pissed because there's no reason stuff shouldn't work.
Well, what year's your
it's
laptop?
A 2015. It's not a fucking. It is what it is, dude. But like it clearly wasn't a laptop problem. It was Discord because it works on my laptop when we do it fucking on Audacity. So it's clearly a Discord issue. So whatever the fuck Discord's issue is, they better figure it the fuck out.
Did you download the driver? I don't want to talk.
That's the thing. I started getting so upset, and I haven't gotten this upset in a while, where like it's just like it becomes irrational, where like everything is starting to make like it's making everything it makes it worse. Like even still, I have like a slight fucking headache in the back of my fucking head because it doesn't make sense for me to why it didn't work, and it should work. And it fucking doesn't make sense. So then even if you fucking telling me things, because I'm not fucking neurodivergent, all right? I know how to fucking plug shit in. It was set up properly. And then it's like when you're on the phone with customer service and they're telling you, have you restarted your fucking router yet? Like, yeah, lady, I'm not fucking brain dead. I restarted my fucking router. That's why I called you. It's still not working. Like, that's like that kind of anger behind it. Like, it just... If it went on for another 10 minutes, it would have been it could have been devastating. But also, by the way, I just remembered, I looked up at the fucking light. Aaron shattered our fucking chandelier yesterday, dude. And, like, both of you guys have done stuff that, like, I didn't want to get mad at. But I'm like, I can't believe that. Aaron's was way, like, it was the most stupid thing I've ever fucking seen. We're sitting there. And we're getting ready to leave for golf. He pulls out his female putter that he bought. And
I did not buy a female putter.
I
didn't buy a female putter. Say it?
You own a female putter. And you gave up after one time sending it back.
Twice.
No, you got it the first time. You sent it back once, and it became back a female putter again.
Yeah, that's enough to be pissed off.
It's enough to be pissed off, but I wouldn't just be like, oh, well, I'm going to have a female putter now.
I dealt with those people for like 2 months. So, I'm going to take a little break from dealing with them. They sent me the return pack.
Okay, doesn't matter about your fucking female putter here.
I didn't buy a female
what
putter.
Really matters is the fact that he was taking full practice swings in our fucking living room, which barely is big enough to do that in general. But he follows through and it hits the light, and lucky the whole thing didn't shatter, dude, because we're both standing under it. And a fucking huge shard cracks, dude. It's for sure a fucking $200 piece of glass minimum. So that's fantastic. It doesn't even matter what we do for the rest of the fucking lease. We're gonna lose the security deposit.
I don't think that's how it works.
it's probably gonna work like that.
What if you replace it with something just good enough and she just doesn't notice?
I think that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
It's going to be an engineering marvel.
you're gonna need to speak up if you're that far
It's
away.
going to be an engineering marvel.
Yeah, I think. I think we're not getting the fucking. We're not gonna be able to cover it because it's on a convenient side. I will say that like it's not on like it's like straight ahead of us
I'm
now.
not going to lie.
Do you think you could super
The
glue it
huge it's
together?
a huge chunk missing, bro. It's a huge chunk. If you go to the other side, you'll for
That's not
sure
what I'm
see it.
saying. I'm saying we probably could super glue it.
You could probably super glue it, dude, but she's
Like,
definitely
close
gonna
up
notice the crack.
But she might not notice it until the next group of people. Dude, you don't not get your full security deposit back for that. Like, she's gonna take out whatever amount each from us, and then I'll give you
We
guys.
didn't
money
even get
back.
the full one back for
Yeah,
or just
so it's
one
like you
air.
don't
That
get-
place
but
was
you get part-
spotless.
Yeah, you get parts of it anyways.
That's funny
Other
because
than
I've
the-
never
other than the microwave.
Besides when people didn't fucking pay rent in Lowell. That's the only time I've ever lost a security deposit.
We
Well, that
got
was a
like
fucking
some
pig
of we got like half of it back, but it was definitely just the microwave handle that they got us on.
What you should
Is it-
do is ask for an itemized receipt.
They did, and then they also took out the keys they gave us. Like $50 for keys. I'm like, yeah, fucking right, $50.
I might actually contact them and say why the hell.
$50 for keys. Keys
Yeah.
cost like $3 to go
I know.
copy.
And it
Well,
wasn't
they're
even
the
too. It's
electronic-
because we didn't. Yeah, it's because we didn't turn it in. But it wasn't even the tag either.
I
It
did.
was
I
simply
drove
the
all the way
key.
to Braintree and returned the keys.
Then why did they ask
Yeah,
us that?
I'm gonna message Aiden about that.
Be like,
Where's
why
my-
are they waiting this long?
Like, what is this?
But-
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just found out why, but about the key part.
I sent you the itemized thing. It didn't give the
When?
itemized anything else
When the hell
though.
did
It
you
just
send me
said
the itemized thing?
when I got it, like 3 months ago.
You didn't send me shit.
I 100% did.
Just you? Like just me?
It might have been in the other chat. I don't know, but well, I still have it, so I can still show it to you.
Honestly,
That was the only item. Like it wasn't like a full like you broke the microwave handle, which also like easily could have
Which
been
is insane
fixed.
that
Didn't need a
that's
new
broke.
handle or anything.
literally opened the door and the thing.
I don't know
snapped.
what else what would be broken there.
Nothing.
Did you guys clean up the fucking throw up on the side of the
super
toilet
well.
closest to the
Yeah,
shower?
yeah,
You
Aaron
cleaned all
wiped
that. You think Aaron wiped it fully?
I think we all looked at the bathroom. I
checked.
think Joey just
we
like, said
we
clean and
bleached
then
it.
was just,
We
like,
bleached
was
everything.
just like, yeah, good enough.
We left.
You ever stay?
Did we leave
ever s-
something in there? I don't think we did.
You were honestly wanted to leave a lot of things in there.
I wanted to
be
leave
quite
the
honest.
chair in there because the thing is we're
I threw
moving
it
out
into the
trash room, which like they're gonna
trash
be like,
room.
you're not supposed to like leave
Well, they
furniture
don't
in
know
there
which
anyways.
is which in the trash room.
Well, we just
Well, they can
moved
look at
out.
the
I
camera.
think they
There's
could
no
put two and two
cameras.
together too.
There's cameras in the building. Like you don't think there's a camera right at the parking lot
But,
at that
but
door?
it's not even that. Like they would have said like these guys are moving out this day.
Well, they sent me the
Next thing
message.
you know, there's,
after
like,
we moved out about
furniture.
parking. They were like, you can't park your car. I parked my car there for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And the last day, they're like,
Well, dude, it's
and
kind of
did
on the cuck guy that didn't say anything till 3 months later. Like he
Yeah.
just let you park in his spot for 3 months, and like no one
Parking lot
no
was
one left a note. No, like I would have we would have moved it easily. It
Dude,
was
that
simply
was
a
a fever
convenience
dream.
factor for us.
living there. Like looking back on it, it was kind of insane. It was like it was almost like
I
studying
saw the
abroad.
guy that did it too. He was like this huge, he was a fatter man, but also like a super tall guy, and he was driving like the smallest car I've ever seen. And I was like, huh, I got a little humor out of that one. And then
Yeah.
he was looking. He knew my truck was definitely like roommates with you. I don't know how he knew that, but like he saw me get in the truck and he like looked at me and he was like,
Dude, he was proud of himself for that one. He did his whole like investigation. Figured
Well,
out
you know that if he
3
wasn't
months
living
later.
alone, he probably told his fucking wife or his roommate for like 3 months. He's like, I'm finally gonna fucking
He's like,
tell
they're in
the
my fucking spot. Which also, like, he also could have easily parked anywhere else too. Like the place was empty.
the
but-
lot was empty,
The
dude.
take is he had plenty of time to show dominance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a
and it's not like we would have fought back either.
Yeah, so I'm saying,
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, you were completely 100% in the wrong.
The
yeah.
reason
Yeah.
I parked there because the car never was there. But if I showed up and saw a car there, it's not even like, oh, I'm not parking there today. It would have been like, I'm never parking there again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, no one ever parked there, so it was just like this is clearly
Dude,
empty.
if someone parked in my spot, the first day I came back, I would fucking lay on the horn in that garage until it drove everybody insane.
Dude, the funniest thing I ever
And I wouldn't
saw
blame you either.
No, you're 100% justified.
of that apartment was the awkward like interactions of people with dogs. And one time there was this like young woman with a dog, and she was like attractive, I'd say, and then this other like young guy who looked like he was on the spectrum, and he was going outside to walk his dog, and he like saw her, and you could just see the fear in his eyes, having to take the dog to a little like patch where they're going. She was sitting there, see like that like white person smirk, you know, the that look white people give each other.
Yeah.
He was nervous, and I kind of just sat back. And I wanted to see if he actually interacted with her.
My thing is that I genuinely don't think you should own a fucking dog in those buildings.
Well,
Yeah,
that
so-
Like
that
it's
place,
so
that
cool.
advertised. And you're right, but it also advertises like a pet one. So it
Oh,
wasn't
I'm
like-
sure it. I'm sure it does. But it's like, hey, bring your fucking oversized dog here. Never be able to walk around Dorchester, and also it has to shit in the fucking gravel on the side of the building. Have fun.
Yeah, if you're in the city, like
With your
there's not a lot of
You
reason
shouldn't
for
own
you
a
to get
dog
a
if you
dog.
live.
I'm sorry,
I think
sorry,
there's
city
a
people, but
certain density criteria for owning a dog, and if you live in a city with a max density, or there's a minimum density the dog must live in, or a max density, and if it's higher, you're not allowed to own a dog. In
I mean, you can have like maybe like a poodle thing, but
Yeah.
you
You
can't
can
have
have
those
Dude,
big
tiny
No,
dogs.
I don't think those dogs should even exist. I think those things should be wiped off the fucking map. I hate those little fucking Chihuahua dogs. Those little yippy dogs. They suck.
Dude,
They're so useless. Back when they used to hunt rats and shit in the house, it's like that's cool. But now it's like your thing just pisses everywhere, fucking humps everything, and then fucking yip barks all day. The thing's a fucking nuisance. Put it down.
speaking of dogs, I
I
can't
hate dogs
believe
at home.
that time
Anyways.
that IOC defended that dude in Dorchester.
Oh yeah, who's walking around with pit bulls
with two
unleashed?
pit bulls unleashed through Dorchester, and he was defending it. I know he's gonna listen to this, and I don't care enough, so I'm not gonna argue with you when you hear this and start yelling at me and signal. But that might have been the most I've ever disagreed with you, because honestly, besides your terrible sports takes, I don't like disagree with you on much.
Yeah,
And
that's
this one might have been worse than the sports
because
takes.
it's not. Because my thing is too. It's like I understand his side of the argument.
I don't.
Which which was that people enjoy training their dogs like that and shit. I get that.
Yeah, I mean that's
But
fair.
you
yeah.
shouldn't live in like
The
once the risk of you fucking having a dog, unless you like, even if you're like a fucking police dog like handler, I don't want your fucking 150 pound killing machine walking around unleashed around the city.
It doesn't matter if that dog doesn't bite anyone, ever. I still like felt uncomfortable walking past twice. I had to walk past these unleashed pit bulls twice. All it takes is one chomp, and that thing has my legs, and
Yeah,
it's
your
ready to
leg's
go
gone,
until the SWAT team comes.
dude.
It guns it down. That's the only way you get a fucking pit bull off something.
Dude, it's basically like, imagine the argument instead of a dog being like, oh, like I love guns and I love like high powered damage doing guns.
I'm a really good
I'm
shot.
I'm really a good
I like
trained-
target practicing in the middle of the city.
Yeah, so I so
I promise I won't
so
hit anybody.
I practice my shooting in a really tight situation, and it's like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna hit you, but it's like the risk of me hitting you is enough that
Yeah,
it's like I
okay.
don't want you doing that.
Simply put, it's like you're right. I get that argument you say where he like wants to. The other point though is he does not have the right to do that. In my eyes,
No, because
it's not in the Constitution. Like
yeah, it's not a God-given right to be able to have your
Walk-
fucking have your
pitbulls.
have your toddler chewing fucking pit bulls walking around the city on fucking.
Who knows? Maybe he retrained those pit bulls. which means it's in
it,
their
could be
fucking
a pit, it could be a Pitbulls and Parolees thing.
Yeah,
that thing could
train them.
Dude, that Pitbulls
It's a Norwegian
PTSD.
pitbull prison. Fucking pig. And don't.
The argument.
It's like, dude, bring your dog to the park and do it. The empty park at 4 a.m. when no one's there. That's the only time you can bring your pit bull out in public. That's my take.
I honestly would rather see people walking around with their cocks out.
Dude, I'd rather go to every day.
100%. I'd rather see people just fucking. I'd rather we become a nation of nudists.
People just blowing each other in the streets.
Yeah, 100%. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
Doesn't bother me.
That would bother me way less than the fucking. Because when you fucking you're walking down the street and you see those, it's like the guy who used to do it in Hyannis with like the pack of German Shepherds. Because it's like, dude, yeah, this guy's really good at training German Shepherds, but there's fucking eight of them. Gonna turn into a round of like hellhounds, dude, from zombies. If one of them gets fucking distracted, it's not. You don't have.
Dude, that's the thing that scared me too. Like, there are quiet streets in Dorchester, but this was like Dashmont area.
And
there's a lot
his
going
whole
on
argument,
there.
his whole argument was that you want to train them around where there's a lot going on.
I think they should be like exist those dogs. Like, I think there should be like a pit bull genocide.
That's bold.
Is that
I got
bold?
in a lot of trouble with my cousin last time.
Is that? Yeah, I take that back.
No.
But is that a hill I should die on or no?
I'm gonna be
Probably
real,
not.
dude.
Okay,
I'm gonna be
If we
real,
were
dude.
talking about
I
cows
wouldn't
getting
say
genocided-
anything genocide.
What do you say, Prokop?
If we were talking about how cows are genocided, you can't just be like, but the pit bulls, they can go.
Dude, like, I hate to
They
say
are.
that. It's like,
You hate to bring the statistics out because I hate.
it's like the problem with the pit bull statistics is then if you like buy into the pit bull statistics, then like the people who use other certain statistics.
No, that's what
are
I'm saying.
outdated
It
by
makes you
those
look right wing.
statistics.
It makes you look
don't
right
wanna
wing,
use
Dave.
statistics- those stats because it just
If you use
Need to
stats,
go.
you're right wing.
like stats are right wing guys. By the way,
Yeah, stats are right wing.
that is like
You
But
heard it-
German
you heard it
Shepherds
here
are also dangerous too. Like that's the thing. Like I'm
Here's
not
the-
just saying it's just pit bulls, and I'm not saying German Shepherds should be like wiped out, but it's like
German Shepherds
Their arm-
are cute sometimes.
yeah, pit bulls are scary looking, man. I don't get the appeal to them. Like
Dude,
you know what? I get it, but like
This is what it is. Pit bulls are cheap dogs. So you get like that guy didn't go, oh, I want to get pit bulls to train him. He wanted dogs. You know, you should be like like gun buyback. You should be able to like trade in your pit bull for like
yeah, you get like
a golden retriever and train that. Is he like what's you
no,
Mars?
even get like a German like the pointer dogs.
Get
or
a
the
Doberman or
yeah.
something. You know what I mean?
Eat
Train your pit
Dobermans,
bull
and I
and
think Dobermans fight attack people.
get like a pack of what is it called? Like kibbles. Like lifetime supply of kibbles for your pit bull. Turn it in. Don't ask what they
No,
do.
we should just put the pit bulls out in the cornfields, dude.
In like a preserve in like North Dakota.
Yeah, there should be a pit bull preserve. We're not saying wipe them out, but I said make
Put them
them
in like
But the problem is, you put those things in the wild. I think the pit bulls have the chance of being like Planet of the Apes.
dude, this is
But,
bad.
like, way more
I'm like
dangerous,
listening
dude.
to this whole conversation right now, and it sounds like just like a dog whistle. And it doesn't sound good. So see what the Planet of the Apes come. We need to cut this whole topic. It's like you're putting like I'm thinking of like a race, the racist TikToks, like a TikTok. It's your voice talking about pit bulls, but then all the comments are
Dude,
just
you're
like,
the one who brought up the pit bull genocide, dude.
I know, but then it got bad. And no, but like the stat, it just
Close occur.
it didn't sound good. It doesn't sound
No, it
good.
doesn't sound great. Maybe we.
Broke up. Do you agree, or am I being a lib?
I
No,
didn't
I-
catch most of that.
I feel like
You missed that.
You're talking so fast, Aaron.
I think what he was saying is that there's a ton of ambiguity in the
Yeah, like,
fucking last.
Talking about pit bulls sounds like a dog whistle.
It sounds you can just start. You start like
You can start
broke
just,
up
like,
like this.
we're saying-
The last like 2 minutes. Like once I started comparing it to, because once I said the Planet of the Apes, I'm like, oh,
He's like, once you
fuck.
leave the pit bulls on the wild, it's like the Planet of the Apes.
Well, well, no, because I was more saying because I think they're fucking deadly, dude. I think they're
I
like
know.
little missiles. Dude.
We're not
I
going to
say
dig
we
ourselves
keep
out.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like we can't.
The first
We can't
part was fine,
backtrack.
but it sounds
if you
bad.
keep. No, I mean you should honestly. You should like listen for a few seconds after the
It goes downhill
Aaron
with the
saying the pit bull
genocide
genocide. Yeah, but also Captain Dom told me that there was something someone said something about like there's no men's history month, like there's no white history month.
Yeah.
Apparently we said that on the podcast and he
Yeah.
didn't give me context. So who said that?
Aaron
Probably
said
me.
that.
Okay, I was like worried.
Did
it
I
was
say it
Aaron.
ironically? I hope so.
It was
It
Aaron, right?
It
No,
sounded
there was more
ironic at
context.
first, and then you doubled down.
There was more. There was
It's
more.
another
No, there was
stat,
more.
Aaron. You can't say. You can't say that.
I don't
stat.
even remember that part of it. I think I blacked out for it. But we're starting to tread a dangerous line.
Dude,
And like,
honestly-
especially because it's all going one way. Like it's making us look real. It's making us look real.
No,
Because
we
we're
need to start
maturing. We're
treading-
maturing.
Yeah, we're starting.
I think we should start treading left. We should bring out the guillotine memes. something.
Well, we went too far
The-
left
the
last
problem
time
with
too,
that is
where
that
we
every
looked like
podcast
left-wing
ever-
Nazis.
That's like every podcast ever. We're not going to be able to compete in that market. We
That's my- that was
the
my
other
thought
market.
process.
The other market, we have a shot.
The only
Except
reason
everybody.
The only reason you have a shot in that market, I hate to say, is because you get to a point where like they don't like you at first, but then once something happens, they like rally behind you, and then you become
Exactly.
this like icon in it. But the problem is you gotta crash and burn heavy before you get lifted up. It's a slow tide.
All
I
right.
don't know if we'll be able to hold it up.
So I think we should start defending the Hollywood masterpiece. I mean, the movie that Hollywood tried to shut down, the masterpiece about child trafficking.
What are you talking about?
Which
I
one?
heard about that. Why don't they
Mhm.
want people to see it?
They-
Or is that
that's
not
just
real?
true, Joey? That's just not true at all. it's just it's just the right way.
Well, people are shitting on
what
it
are you
on Reddit
talking
all the
about?
time.
Because it stinks. It stinks. The movie.
No,
Does it?
no.
We're gonna have to
What are we
watch it.
talking about?
Is
Yeah.
it a
It's this
Netflix
movie
one, right?
that
What is it called?
no, it's in
The-
theaters.
No, it's in
This-
theaters.
No Child Left Behind or something like that.
No Ch-
It's like about
That's not
child
it.
trafficking,
It's about child trafficking,
and
and
it's like it's supposed to be a documentary on it.
no, it's a full-blown movie, like just like a fiction. I mean, it's not like
Oh.
so. The thing about it, the guy who's like the main character, who's playing it, like the person who like actually plays it, so the actor thinks that like child trafficking is only done by like leftists and Jews, which is where people are like, all right, these people are nuts. Because like that's the thing about
that. Is that true?
yes, he actually thinks that.
Oh, that's wild. Then
But,
that's
like-
really not great.
No,
Does he
yeah,
think
so
that, or
that's-
is it true?
Sound of Freedom.
he
That's
does
what it
think-
is.
Oh shit. Yeah, that one.
No Child
but
Left Behind is the act.
I was gonna say, isn't that a George Bush thing?
they're trying the what's it called?
No Child
They're doing
Left
the
Behind.
thing where like I saw a thing where the movie is sold out and then you show up at can I have one?
Mhm.
You show up at the theater and no one's in it. You know what I mean? They're like
I saw one thing, and I'm assuming it's about this, where they're like, it was so humid in the movie theater we couldn't stay in.
yo yeah. That's what they're like. They don't want us to see it. Like if they didn't want you to see it, they wouldn't play.
They wouldn't have it.
That's
That
not
would be
true.
on
They
theaters.
technically have to play it because of like the studios and shit like that.
Yeah, but they
That's
make
like
some
that's why
bullshit
they
up.
play like Disney movies like on repeat at like 2 and 3 a.m. But no one's in there. They have to play like movies a certain amount of time.
That's
like-
fucked up.
What?
Speak.
What's the point in that?
I don't know if it's like 3. Like they play like
Dude,
Disney
this
movies
plane
or
is
It's
like whatever.
it's to inflate the numbers, bro.
Yeah, well,
Like,
not
it's
even
just to,
that,
like-
but it's like Disney says you have to play our movie like this. I don't know amount of times or percentage. So like that's why they have like movies that no one's in, but they're just playing it. So because like you have to play it a certain amount. That's why like some movies like get pushed out and like you never hear about. Like,
Oh,
this
I get what
movie.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Like they have to play the movie.
So
for
like I
enough
don't know
time
like
to
what
give it
if
a
this
fair
a
chance.
studio came from this movie or whatever, but like
It's just
like
it's
they're
kinda
contractually like
intimidating.
they have to play like movies like a certain amount of times.
But you know what they can do is make it too humid in there.
Make the popcorn a little stale, and then make them
Like
overall
hot dogs,
for whatever reason.
flat Pepsi.
The popcorn's really stale. The Pepsi was flat, and then the candy was rock hard.
They didn't want me to see this fucking movie. Fucking libs.
They
I
made
feel
it
like they
a
just
real
haven't
test.
been to a theater and realized theaters suck. And
Oh,
The
movie
theaters
theaters are just like it's a terrible experience. Yeah.
you
Also,
can drink
did
in
you-
them now though. So that's
Have you guys
Well,
got
not
one
all
that
of
has
them.
like a recliner though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
then
what I
you
was
think
talking
about
about.
it, and you're like, do I really want to be sitting in a recliner? Hundreds of strangers sit in.
yeah. I'd rather have
Otherwise,
like a baseball stadium seat that's like plastic,
I want it to be able to be sprayed off in between.
like wiped down.
Dude, one of my mom's friends got like bed bugs, or like
Oh,
headlights. It was
100%.
one of the two. From those, like, not just the
Really?
like, not the recliners, but like it was a movie theater. Because the movie theater had apologized because mad people got it from the movie theater. They had to like put the two and two together.
Yoinks.
Yeah, that's no fun.
I say we
That's-
do the cocktail hour to that movie though. Just watch it.
Dude, want to see it on Wednesday?
We're again.
Are we
like,
supposed to
this is
see
Patty.
Aaron, by the way, in this? Or
What?
Aaron's. You can see
I'm
Aaron's
staring
fine.
right here. You
oh, I can't
fucking-
see him at all. I'm on.
Jesus.
Anyways,
Well, I think. Well, it's because you're like, for whatever reason, you're like a tiny little pixel.
Hey, Pro Cop.
I don't know.
Pro Cop.
What?
I'm talking to you.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So, you know the whole Hollywood thing going on with the union and the strike?
Yeah.
Why did you cross the picket line, you fucking pig?
Did I?
Yeah. Some
I-
fucking actor, dude. I fucking heard you. The fucking
Oh my
came up to you and
god.
offered you a contract for your own fucking reality band TV show, and you said, "Fuck all these actors, fuck
Cross the
solidarity,"
line.
and you crossed the line, Pro Cop. You crossed the line.
I would cross the line.
Back your stuff up.
What did I do?
Offended.
Is it or did the celebrity Matt Prokop do that?
You
Don't worry
did.
about it.
You did it.
You just did it.
But
Pro
one
Cop.
thing I gotta say, and this is my stance on the writers thing, is I want them to be some cuts. Like, I want some people give them a good fucking package
Yeah,
here.
we
But
can't have
TV's
everybody.
not good, right? I'm not
It
the only
hasn't
one who
been
thinks
good.
TV
It
isn't
hasn't
good.
it
been
has
good.
been great.
They're not fighting from a place of power right now. I will say that.
It's wait. I gotta
Movies
ask-
also not been really
Okay.
good.
I have to ask a question. I feel like Pro Cop will know this more. It's not just like the rich actors protest, right? These are like janitors and shit too, right? People who actually need money, right?
Well, not
There's-
janitors, but like lower level writers and
Yeah, like people who
copywriters
actually
and
can't
a lot
afford
of
a living.
The staff of Young
low-
Sheldon.
Like, this isn't, like, people
like
who legit-
extras as well. They're on
Yeah,
the
people
picket
aren't
line.
making a living wage.
Yeah,
I think if those writers had any
Sometimes
guts, dude, and they were gonna write a young TV show about anyone, it should have been a young Wallowitz, dude.
Dude,
If you were on Young Sheldon, you don't deserve money, in my opinion.
Dude, young Sheldon was
Just-
so addicted on TikTok
Because
like,
they put the
before
things
he like hit
underneath.
puberty.
What?
The
What are you
show,
talking
like the show, like it's him with something weird. He's like 8 in the beginning, and then he gets into like a teenager, so it's just like annoying.
So another
Oh,
way
I
to
see.
say that to just not sound weird about
Doesn't
it
sound
would say be the early part of that show.
No, it doesn't sound weird.
Well, you
So,
said-
moving on.
you
It was
said
so
before
good
the
to watch
game.
because he was such like an annoying little piece of shit, and then it was just like now he's just like
An adult.
an adult who's annoying, and that's just
But
called
he's still annoying. He was annoying in Big Bang Theory. I hated that.
yeah,
guy.
no, it's called autism.
You can call it whatever you want. I didn't know that, but I still hated it.
You didn't know that.
didn't know
You didn't know
Sheldon
that
was
Sheldon was
autistic?
autistic.
I mean, I assumed he was, but I didn't think they were gonna like put it out there, like to make. Is that an episode or
That's-
something where he's like?
Dude,
Oh,
there's a
say
whole
that.
entire show
It's the
about
whole
autistic
show.
people.
Yeah, but you can
Well,
still
have you
hate
ever-
him. You can still think
Yeah,
he's
of course you
annoying.
can. You're allowed to hate autistic people. I hate Zuck.
There you go.
there you go.
You're-
Can't agree
you're
more.
right.
Did you guys
You know
get
my
a
favorite
Threads?
show about
Did
people on the
anyone get a
spectrum is
Threads?
Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers.
What do you say,
yeah.
Crook Up? Sorry.
Did anyone get a Threads? We were talking about Zuck.
I got a.
Yeah, I got a
Threads on
Threads.
Don't you like
I-
instantly get one? Yeah, I think I instantly got one. for
Well,
going
like,
No,
you
you
have
have
to
to
like set it up tactically.
I clicked a few
Oh.
things and I was like, sure, this looks cool. And then
Oh,
I
wait.
was like, oh, wait a minute, I got zucked.
yeah,
You didn't realize you got zucked?
I got it.
you
off
can't
Meta.
delete it. Are you allowed to delete it? I heard you're not allowed.
I
to.
heard you're not allowed to delete it as well.
Dude, who cares?
Unless you delete
I
your
don't
Instagram.
say anything on it. Dude, the thing about Threads is people were on it at first and they were like, "This is so much better than Twitter." And I'm scrolling trying to see what like why people think that, and it was like, "This is awful." But the reason Twitter is so good and Threads sucks for me is because the mental illness hasn't gotten onto Threads yet. Like that's what makes Twitter so
The
great.
problem is
It's
you
just
have to
like-
be anonymous for it to be good. It's just not
It's
going
like
to be good if
deranged tweets.
if
You know
you're
what I mean
not
on
in-
Twitter? Like
Yeah.
Threads is kind of like the normal side of Twitter where it's just like pick your top 10 favorite superheroes and like those like tweets that go viral,
Yeah,
like the
that's-
formulaic tweets. Like Twitter is where somebody talks about like how they did ketamine in like a bathroom in like Des Moines.
Your
They got, like,
your For
arrested.
You pages on stuff is different than mine.
No, Twitter.
I'm aware.
Oh, okay. But like,
My For You
you,
is
you
amazing.
find it. It's just the people who are like. I've been following people on Twitter, and they're still tweeting the same tweets since I was in like 8th grade, and it's like this person hasn't like figured their life out yet, but they're still funny because of that, because they're spiraling out of control for the past 15 years.
Dude, to be real, I did have a little spiral out of control moment today when I like told someone like, "Oh, how old do you turn?" I'm like 26, and
Dude, I get scared to say that.
I feel like once that I'm telling you, man, I've said before, once you're off the health insurance, I feel like that's the last little bit of youth you like hold on to, and then after
Yeah.
that, it's like, what do I have to look forward to? 30? Oof.
Dude, Kira today was telling me about how like in Ireland, like 30 is like a huge celebration, and I kind of got like sick to my stomach.
Well, that was probably a celebration that they lived that long.
That makes sense.
There was some hard times I've heard.
But it was like, why are you like so excited for this 30th? Like, I think I'm gonna crawl in my bed when I turn 30.
Maybe that's when people in Ireland finally become an adult. That's like when their frontal lobe finishes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's when
25
Irish
years
people finally finish high school and get a degree and maybe start working a real job.
They actually gain consciousness to like become a human being. Like we were like sentient at like 7. This is like they've been going around like amazed by everything. And then 30 hits and like, oh.
I love how Ireland like pretends that they don't like receive foreign aid from the US, as if like we haven't disguised foreign aid as in see that closet over there, that's Apple headquarters. But that's no different than sending money to like a country in the global south. We just don't want to make Irish people feel bad about it. So like pretend that we like they send a bunch of fake Americans over too, to like run the show. The Irish people definitely don't know how to run FANG companies.
Dude, that's why they're sneaky, all the CEOs.
Like,
it's just because they like feel bad.
I picture
it's like in the South Park episode where they're like, we got to give Canada something.
because that's the thing about Dublin is like when you're there, like you go to Spain and they don't do anything, but like they own up to that, right? So you're like, whatever.
Do they?
They own up to their lazy bit. Like they
hate when you like go on your laptop, like
Yeah.
at like a bar or at like a coffee shop.
They hate the person who's making $200,000 a year who single-handedly keeps all the businesses in that town alive. But I imagine Ireland's kind of like there's like some Americans on the bottom, like Atlas, holding Dublin up, and then there's others like running it like a puppet show, but not like a cabal way, just actually kind of being like, this is how you clean a window. This is how you clean a window. This is how you spray down the fucking power wash wall.
It's basically just like
This is called food.
these are words, but this is like it's like they send basically Greg from Succession over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Kind of like, because you go there and you like it feels real. Like people seemingly work.
Yeah, it looks like they have jobs.
And I'm like, but then
People
you
are
kind of
moving
like
at the very least.
you take
They're doing
a
something.
closer look down under the microscope, and you're like, are these real jobs? Because you walk around at night. Hell, you even walk during the day. And you see, and you're like, oh, business. You're like, this city is thriving. This is booming. And then you see the word bar. And then the next one is bar. Convenience store. 10 more bars.
Chip shop.
Maybe a couple chip shops here and there. And you're like, what is there? Besides bar, chip shop, and convenience
It's basically Disney World did really well capturing what Europe's like.
They
It's
did.
like the one Europe.
And they want
is.
to pretend.
You just walk down the street and you spend money, and then you sit at a bar for 20 minutes, and you're like, "Oh, let's go see this old building that was bombed
you
out."
feel like you're
3
right. You
times."
do feel like you're living in Disney World in like major population centers there. Because here, like we can walk to the bar, but I feel like I'm living somewhere still.
Maybe it's because we don't see outside of our like little fucking.
I don't think people live normal lives in that country.
It was
I
an
think the
interesting
island's
spot.
cursed. I think the land itself is cursed, and once they come over here, it's
What
like almost
group
like
of
a
people
fog has been
settled
lifted.
there, and then we're like, this is good enough. Have very low expectations.
Well, dude, it's like we said the other day about the Midwest. It's kind of like how like I was thinking the other night because I was watching this fucking Vice documentary about Texas, and they were like making a fucking huge deal about like the college football or the high school football, and I'm like, that's just like a different part. That's like a different country compared to where we live, dude. Where the town shuts down to watch high schoolers play football.
Dude, I could never imagine.
And they like call into the radio. It's like a local radio show, and they're like fucking screaming about a kid saying he's a fucking bum. he lives in the town. He's probably working at the dairy freeze down the road. It's just crazy. It's like a different part of the country. It's like I don't know. I feel like it's not enough there. I would get antsy. I'd be like, all right. Even how they didn't, you know how I think they do it though. They just kind of like they just like shut off. They're like it was like those girls in the George dude who were like where are you from? And they're like they're like here, and we're like, is that like north, south, east, west of here? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, what?
Dude, their country's the size of Davis Square, and they don't know what fucking direction they live. Jesus
I gotta look
Christ.
at a map. No,
Anyways, one thing I did want to talk about is you guys were talking about it in the chat, and I was saving it for this, but the people who are making like thousands of dollars for pretending to be like AIs on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
You know what I think it is, dude? I think I got a conspiracy. I've been cooking it up all day. What I think is that the actual AI algorithm is fake rewarding these people. So like, oh, you act like us. And that way we can become more normalized to goofy AI humor. You know what I mean? Until it catches
Ooh.
up. Or it rots our brain and we become stupid AI. Because there's definitely
think-
people who are watching it. Like, why are these people making so much money?
You could
Like,
be on something.
There's this guy who I watch every once in a while. It's normally at like 3 a.m. when I'm taking a shit on like a Sunday night. But there's this guy who like puts a crying filter on, and he's always trying to put the last lug nut on like a lug nut pyramid, and it just has intense
I've
music,
seen him.
and he does it for like 12 hours a day. And he just sits there and pretend cries and like tries to put it on, and people like roast him in the comments. And like, dude, it's, like TikTok is definitely like, it's definitely not gonna help AI not become normalized. That's my hot take. It's just like,
I think it's a little bit that's a kid, like little actual like little children on their phone, and they're like being stimulated, like almost like one of those things you put above a crib, like spins,
Mobile.
all the fancy stuff.
And,
Makes
yeah,
yeah.
and-
I think it's just
and-
that, except they give them an iPhone or an iPad now.
it's like instead of teething, dude, the way it suits it is it just like sits there and watches people pretend to eat glizzies. Like there's people who like pretend like they're double fisting dongs, dude, when they get like hot dogs donated. It's like it's wild. And like the one lady who's like really
Popcorn.
yeah,
It's truly over. It truly is over.
I think also though, Cooper's conspiracy theory kind of makes sense, but I also think like right now, that it's so funny and people want to see her do it, so they donate to get.
Oh yeah,
to
definitely. That
do
definitely
it.
happens.
But,
Like, it's
but I
that-
thought we're in a goddamn recession. How are these
not.
people? How do these people have money
We
to
won,
donate?
baby. We won.
I don't know if we. I don't know if
How
we
will
have yet,
beat
but.
It's
But
gotta
what I'm
be like a
saying
bread
is,
and circuses kind of thing.
people aren't going out to dinner, dude, because they like brains rotted. They're just donating all their money onto Twitch and TikTok lives for people to pretend to eat glizzies. By the way, don't make sure you sub to our Twitch. We appreciate it. Anyway,
Dude, I'm sick to my stomach.
it's fucking. I got a
Your
few
tummy
of them
hurts.
today, and they're fucking wild. But I was like kind of entranced by it earlier, and I wasn't on the
I
toilet.
caught myself watching one. For
I
10
wasn't.
minutes.
Yeah, I wasn't on the toilet for too long, and then some guy walked in, and it sounded like he barely got his belt off and pulled his pants down before he started like machine gunning, dude. And it like brought me back to reality. I'm like, what the fuck? And I got out of there. But like, dude, it was fucking bad. And he didn't do a courtesy flush or anything. It was fucked. But I know whose shoes it is, dude. I'm gonna match the shoes to the damage and know who it is.
Little Cinderella.
And I'm gonna be like, dude, I hope your stomach feels better. Here's some fucking Pepto.
Dude, those ones are crazy. You can like feel it coming from here.
Oh, dude,
It's like ammo. Like it's
that's the worst feeling ever, dude, because mentally you know that it's like, oh, this is coming out. It's not going to be able to just be a fart. And it's like, if you're not by a toilet right there, it's probably like top. Like, I've snapped bones, and it's arguably a worse feeling because then you sit with it. Because if you don't go right away, then it's like your brain just gets like fucking fogged. And you're like, I need to.
No, that's the thing. If I have to go to the bathroom, I go. Like I just can't not go.
There's some you can hold.
No, I'm saying once you're at the point where you can't hold it. I can't focus on work. I can't.
See, if it's coming out and it's not going to be
Pretty.
then I can't hold it. But if it's fine, like if it's like, oh, this is gonna be a normal shit, like I can hold it for a couple hours.
Yeah.
I'll wait for a home field for that. But then you get to the point where, like, on the other side of the spectrum, that it's like you don't want to fucking do it in public. You're like, I'm gonna need to take my shirt off and just like live this. For
You're like
30
at the
minutes.
end of it, you're just like
Your
this,
head
shirt
down.
on, your head down. You're like.
It's like Brady in the Super Bowl, dude. His head's down in his hands. Like, yeah, it's bad.
And
But
then you have
anyways.
to like you have to like sit there for a bit and recover.
We haven't talked about shitting ourselves in 20 episodes, so might as well fit it back in. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about here? Oh, I've been like throwing shit in my sleep, like waking up in the middle of the night. I've like done it like 3 times in the last like 2 weeks,
What the
where
hell?
I wake up in the middle of the night and I take my pillow and I huck it at my fucking light. That's funny.
Shout out to Casey Jones.
Yeah, shout out to Casey. But what the fuck was I talking about?
You're throwing
Oh, I've
shit
been
in
throwing
your
shit in my
sleep.
sleep. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about it. 'Cause I don't know what the fuck's happening. Like, it's never been a thing before. And the first time it happened, I was like, oh, that was weird. And I didn't have like water bottles next to me. I had like a glass of water.
Oh
And it
no.
fucking went everywhere. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
Wait,
I did it fucking yesterday too.
was that not you?
No, it was me.
Oh, it was you. What's that on?
That was on
What happened?
Be Real.
Oh, I got really confused. Sorry. I got really confused for a second. I showed that to you because it wasn't that like it was funny, but like it wasn't funny enough to warrant like stopping the podcast for
Yeah.
showing you that. And then you're like, that's funny. I'm like, wait a second, was I even showing you an actual?
Yeah, no,
All right.
that was me.
All right, good. That was good. That was funny.
That was funny.
Oh, Prokop, you weren't here for this, but I think this can be our like public service announcement for the week. It's just a disclaimer to take mental health seriously before we make this joke. But what it was we were out the other night with Kelsey, Madison, a few other people, and they told us, they're like, "Oh, did you hear about Ronnie?" Who's also been on the podcast, so I don't care about saying it. And I was like, "What about Ronnie?" And she's like, "Oh, like he rented a car and drove to the Grand Canyon by himself." So, dude, we all were like, "Ronnie's gonna fucking kill himself, dude." So we fucking call him, and I'm like, "Ronnie, what's going on?" And he's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm driving to the Grand Canyon." I'm like, "You're alone driving to the Grand Canyon?" And he's like, "No, I'm with my cousin." But I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I thought you were gonna kill yourself. That's why I was calling. I hope I was well." And then I fucking
So once
But
Brooklyn
dude-
calls you and asks you, "Are you gonna do a suicide? Or are you giving off suicide?"
Am I gonna
vibes?
do a suicide?
Show it. Do this.
No, you're giving suicide, is what she said to me, in fact. But the thing is it was unjustified. It was just me saying, like, I appreciate her. And then, here's the deal. If I'm going to fucking end it, I would rent a car and drive off the Grand Canyon. That would be one of them.
Why do more people do that?
Because it's kind of a force to get there.
I feel like once you
commitment.
see the Grand Canyon, you don't want to kill yourself too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't- Also, you're like, dude, I
Yeah.
feel like if you don't live around there, say, like, you live on the East Coast, it's like by the time you get to, like, the
That
Mississippi.
drive, you're
Yeah.
like, you've thought about it too much.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
You did a 48-hour drive, just like
It's even
half
far
an hour
out
drive,
there,
think
too.
about not killing yourself.
I guess what you could do is you could fly into, like, Phoenix and drive down.
It's still pretty far though. Like
It's
and
still
you
a
go
couple
through-
hours. It's still
you go
like
through
4 or
some,
5
like-
hours.
Yeah, I feel like by the time you get there, you're like, why? I could just see the Grand Canyon. Maybe that'll do something for me.
But then if it doesn't, I feel like you're like, all right, well,
Well, then you know, then you're there. And then,
yeah, but that's the point. Still, you don't think anybody's drove out there and been like, because like I saw it and it's fucking crazy. Like it is kind of like
nice.
it is a jaw dropping experience, but it's almost so vast, like your brain can't comprehend it. You're like, oh,
It's
Like
so
this looks like it looks like the computer pictures, but it's like here. It's like too big where like you can't even really get the true perspective of it, which I guess is the magical thing about it. But I just found
I've
it
hiked it
annoying.
before.
That's cool. I didn't do
Yeah.
that.
Never been.
It was
You've never been
horrible.
to the Grand Canyon?
I've been to Arizona like 100 times too.
I
You've never
think it's
been.
worth it to see it, but you only probably need to see it once in your life to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's kind of like Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls is cool.
Niagara Falls is cool, but it's also cool because it's like if I'm sure the Toronto side's cooler.
Yeah,
Like
it's better.
Buffalo in that area, it's like a goof. It's like not real.
It's worse on the Canada side. Like it's like a fake Disneyland.
Yeah, but like you got like the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah,
on,
like
like American
Disneyland.
side.
No,
Yeah.
it's the same exact thing times 10 on the Canada
But
side.
I'd rather if it's gonna be like that,
You'd
it'd
rather
be
like
times
next
10.
Yeah, that's fair. The thing with the Niagara Falls is like I went to Iceland once and saw like a big waterfall and that looked sick. So like I kind of like when I'm in Niagara Falls, I like imagine how it was, and I'm like, man, this would be like it is sick, but I'm also like imagine just like walking through the forest and like seeing that like
That's the thing though. Like
That,
when you
like,
see something
is-
like that, you don't fucking live in the moment as much as you're like, oh wow, it must have been crazy for the first person who found this.
Yeah,
And then it's like you're not even really living your own thing. You're like more appreciating it because some guy before you
exactly,
saw
that's
it was
fair.
like, wow.
I still like
it's
appreciate it because it is huge. Like it is like you can
It's
feel the
cool.
power of it.
Yes, no, it is cool when you stand on the bottom deck and it's fucking coming down on you.
Yeah.
Like that's dope. But when you go on the weekend, it's like almost like it's hard to appreciate it because it's so busy. But like Brooklyn and I went.
I went in the winter once.
I think I went in the winter on like a weekday, dude, and it was like dead. We like last second we're like, let's go to fucking Niagara Falls, and like drove out there on the weekend.
That's a drive I'll never make in my life.
It wasn't like
The Finger Lakes is where I'd stop.
yeah.
Yeah, but-
Once you get to the Finger Lakes, you think you're close and you're not. And like once you get that far out, bro, it's like it is a different like people try to argue against Buffalo being like the Midwest, and I hate to say it, that's like the Midwest. It's where it starts.
I won't speak on Buffalo.
But it's still like an eastern city in a way. But I guess that's
It's
where
got,
it
like-
starts. It's
But
where
it's
it
like-
starts in the north.
I bet you they're way closer to people in Ohio than us.
Pennsylvania probably. They're like Pittsburgh people.
Well, yeah, but who I wouldn't classify.
There's like
Ohio
some
people.
industry and stuff there though that you're not gonna find.
Is there though?
Yeah, there's like warehouses for like big companies there and stuff.
Did you?
Yeah, you know why? Because it ships to the fucking Midwest.
That's what I
probably.
mean, but you still have to get people out there. So you can't have like complete hicks.
I would
You'd
say
have-
they're closer to Pittsburgh and Cleveland than they are to New York anyways, so
Well,
kinda
100%.
is.
It's not even close.
At least have Toronto nearby.
Yeah, but I bet you. I don't need to go to Canada if I live that close. You probably go more when you're younger and are like, all right, I've had enough.
Yeah, I'm saying it's the big city though. Like same way we go to New York, like people go to New York. It's like
Is Toronto as big as New York?
much like the size of Chicago.
Uh.
Yeah, but if that's like the biggest city near you, I think I'd go to a city within driving distance. Day trip distance.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
That's a new
sorry, Ronnie, if you're listening, that we thought you were going to kill yourself.
Oh my gosh. You scared me.
That's kind of what. Happy you saw the Grand Canyon. Prokop, how did recording the music go?
So it went good. We got everything, but for the first like 4 hours, my amp was being weird, and I gotta take it to repair. And I've been putting that off because I don't wanna. But yeah,
What's wrong with it?
So every time Ian would hit the drum, it would create a vibration in the room that like moved it was like wiggling something in the amp. So there would be like a crackle every time he hit the drum, so we couldn't record it in the same room or whatever. So we tracked it differently, and then we just recorded on the amp separately. So it works, like we got everything, but it was a lot of time wasted troubleshooting, which sucks. But
Good thing you didn't rent a studio.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Then they would have also had amps you could use. Generally, studios will have those on standby at least. And yeah, my buddy saved me because he brought all his really nice stuff and his like rig that can record like 8 ins at once at least. So we were able to.
Damn. 8 ins.
So you know how the box you're looking at is 4?
We're not talking about the box set. Put it away.
Oh yeah. Oh, the box.
Do you
We're
mean
recording on a
inputs?
Yeti Blue.
Shout out to Yeti. Maybe sponsor us.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody
money.
who's bought a Yeti Blue mic.
W-
I'm sure we fall in the demographic they wish they didn't sell the mic to. If that Target and Lowell wasn't being looted for everything it had at the beginning of COVID, they wouldn't have sold it for me. Actually, you don't pass the background check to get a mic.
But yeah, recording went well. Got like we still have vocals to do, but the hardest part is getting on the instruments, I'd say. So record
That's pretty
vocals you can just do over and over. It's this essentially.
Do you do you do like it's different, but for the kind of music you do is like punching in a thing, or is it more like a one take?
So we did like a mix. So we wanted like a more like room sound. So we did get the drums live, but for like some guitar parts we punched in because it was like they changed between themselves really fast. So it's better to just like punch in and do multiple takes on one of those riffs. And then
Yeah, that makes sense.
we also took like a bunch of samples of the drum as well. So like if I need to make fixes or put in like extra hits that were missed or something or weren't as loud, I can go back in and like essentially sample, which is
Do you do it all in Ableton or do you have Pro Tools?
Ableton. I Pro Tools is just super expensive and you have to get this thing called an iLock. I don't know if they still make you do that, but
No, iLock, they make you get that for VSTs too. Like
yeah.
yeah. You have to get those. But you can also just steal it. That's besides the point.
Yep.
Dude, Aaron cooked up a funky beat, dude.
Yeah.
Little Euro house.
Some house beats. I want to hear that.
I like French house. That's my thing.
Yeah,
Like going through disco tracks.
love it. Disco's kind of dope. You know what else is dope? Our Twitch. Make sure to go check it out.
Follow Twitch.
Follow YouTube golf content. I didn't post a video
I've been
yet.
playing, dude. I was playing MW3 on PC. I went on a 20 kill streak. Died. Tore up the Moab. Would have been good content. Give me the login info because I might just fucking put on some breakbeats and just run around Call of Duty W keying, and I think that could be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Me just pointing and clicking.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We're also gonna film some golf content this weekend, probably.
That'll be good.
At a real golf course too. You can
We
hit the
should go
drive.
next week though. I'll
should.
book a tea time. Joey, you'll be back living here next week. Joey, after Tuesday.
Yeah,
we'll go
if we get a real tea time going, I definitely will come for that.
Oh, that's the only time you'll come.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I'm now that we played that course, I wouldn't have came from Plymouth for it. It was fun.
You work from home.
I know.
Is that the
you're
one
saying
you
well,
posted
Joey
on
played. It was
TikTok?
fun.
Yeah, no, I
I
wouldn't.
didn't expect Joey
No,
to
it
come
is
for that.
it is fun to do, and like we should do it again. But it was
It's
like
fun
if
to,
that's
like,
just
if you
gonna be
have,
it. Like
It's fun because you can literally say like, you can make that decision like, and just go like, one
Yeah.
lap over.
when does it
Last
close?
second.
Like
7:30.
yeah, 7:30 is the last time.
Yeah, so we wouldn't even be able to get in like more than 2. But
But yeah, I'm saying
I'm
we
not
could,
paying 35.
yeah, I'm not saying
for
30,
it twice.
yeah. I wonder if there's like a discount for a second time round.
Yeah. There's gotta be. Anyway. Broke up, what time are we at?
Just about 55 minutes.
We can. I don't really have anything else.
I got nothing to say. Hey, drink water.
I don't think I drink enough water. But
That's why you got that Gator Light.
I drank it earlier. It's filled with water.
I like exclusively buy Gatorade now instead of regular Gatorade.
Me too. It's like way better for you too.
Okay, see, like I hope it is. I've kind of convinced myself it is.
You feel great.
I think it's less sugar and it's less calories. So
60 calories. Okay.
yeah, that's like insane.
But now
Is it 60 per serving?
amount per serving. Yeah.
How many servings?
What is it?
I hope it's one.
One bottle per serving.
Perfect.
12 grams of sugars.
Yeah, I mean it's still a lot of sugar, but
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool though, you know what I mean? Shout out that.
Anyways, give us money, Gatorade. If you want to sponsor
We
us,
have a
doing-
list, remember.
If you want to sponsor us doing Pitbull genocide and Irish people not having their brain developed till 30 content, I mean, it's the content for you.
Ooh, that was a sick-
speaking the truth is right wing. Then I don't want to be left.
On that note, thanks everybody for listening.